Hey everyone, it's Shaily and thanks so much for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to do a book haul and I'm so excited. I'm going to be showing you books that I bought from Barnes & Noble, Target, and Amazon, which I try not to order from, but that's okay. Okay, so let's just get started. I'm going to start with a popular one that I know a lot of people love that I've already read. I actually got an arc of it, but I had pre-ordered this book months in advance and I was like, well, I'm not going to cancel my pre-order just because I got an arc because it's by one of my favorite authors. If you couldn't guess, it's The DoOver by Lynn Painter. Better Than the Movies is one of my favorite books of all times. I think that book truly reads like a rom-com, like a film. Like I feel like I'm watching a movie when I read that book. In her other works too. So this is her second YA. It's called The DoOver and it's a YA basically, keep saying YA, we know it's a YA, about a girl stuck in a time loop on Valentine's Day. I really enjoy this. I love Lynn's more emotional take on the whole time loop bit. I love that it takes place on a day that's supposed to be full of high expectations, and I love seeing the transformation of the main character as she's like technically just going through one day but really several days. And I love, of course, seeing her fall in love. Lynn Painter is great at the romance, at the banter. Really enjoy this. Okay, this is not a book review, I know, but just had to say that. So yeah, anyway, I got this book a while back. This is a collective haul for sure, and I have other books that I could haul too, but I just picked a few to talk about today. The next one is also one that's really popular. It's called When True Love's by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is, I believe, adult, and it's honestly essentially the same plot. I haven't read it, but it sounds like the same plot as the film My Favorite Wife, which I believe is from the 40s, which is one of my favorite movies. It's basically about this girl who gets engaged to somebody and then she thinks her fiance's passed away, and then a few years later she falls in love with someone else and then finds out that the fiance is actually still alive. I've heard this book is kind of emotional and heart-wrenching, which is interesting because the trailer for the film adaptation that's supposed to come out, I believe in April, makes it look like a rom-com. So very interesting that they interpreted it in a different way. Again, I haven't read this one yet, but I am definitely excited to read it. The next book that I have here is In a New York Minute by Kate Spencer. You can see my Target sticker here. Love this cover. I remember when this came out last year, I saw it at Barnes & Noble, and the cover for that was really cute too, but I might like this one even more. And it was just something that I kept on my radar, and now that it came out in paperback, I was like, all right, I'm gonna check it out. I'm not sure exactly actually what it's about, but I think it's about basically the main character is having like a really bad day, and then she has a meet cute with a stranger. They're like complete opposites. It just sounds good, sounds like a rom-com, and I'm definitely excited for a rom-com. I also love the title In a New York Minute because it makes me think of New York Minute, which is that Mary-Kate and Ashley film. I love that movie, so I'm excited about this. And this, I believe, is new adult. It says contemporary romance, I believe new adult. Okay, the next book that we have here, I'll actually talk about both at the same time. So I have This Time It's Real and If You Could See the Sun by Anne Liang. These are both YA. This one I haven't read yet. This is her debut. I think it has some sci-fi elements, but I'm assuming reads as a contemporary. This is a full straight up contemporary rom-com romance. Love this book. I'm so excited to talk about it in my wrap-up hopefully soon. But anyway, really enjoy this one. This one's basically about a girl who fake dates an actor. Books, I believe, take place in Beijing. I know this one does. I think this one does too. And this one takes place in a boarding school about a girl who wishes she could turn invisible, and then she actually does, which means she now can like eavesdrop on people, and so she eavesdrops on people and like sells their information. I think in order to get like money so that she can stay at the school, I'm pretty sure. So that's interesting too. I think there's going to be some, I guess, talk about morals and ethics in the book, which I'm very excited to dive into this, and I just really enjoy this one, so I'm excited for this. The next book that I have to talk about, I am reading right now actually. I got an arc of it, but I really wanted to buy the hardcover because it was so pretty, and I've read another one of her books and really enjoyed it. So this is called Begin Again. I know, don't we love the Taylor Swift title? By Emma Lord, and this is her fourth book. This is a YA, but it takes place in college. It's set in the technically second semester of freshman year, which we haven't seen much of in YA, so I mean, I think maybe only Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, which came out forever ago. But yeah, this is about a girl who transfers from a community college to a four-year, and it's her dream university. She's like planning on surprising her boyfriend who goes there already. It turns out he surprised her by going to the community college she was at. And it's about her like making her way and things like that. I'm only about, I think, 40 pages in, but I am enjoying it so far. But I'm reading several books at once right now, so hopefully I'll finish this month so that way I can talk about it in my March wrap-up, because I think that would be great. But yeah, we love a contemporary romance, don't we? BRB, I'm gonna get a couple more books to talk about. And yes, I'm wearing one of my Twilight shirts. Okay, let's talk about 3 more books. Next one here just recently came out. It is a YA debut, and it's by May Koyuto. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. It's called Chloe and the Kaishao Boys. Choose a guide or choose herself. It is signed. I didn't go to the book signing, but the signature is somewhere in here. Cool. I'm excited about this one. My friend read it and she really enjoyed it. So yeah, I think it's a rom-com. That's all I really need to know, honestly, and I love the cover. Let's see if I can get more information. Oh, that's one reason I'm so excited. It's because it's about a girl who got into USC, which is my alma mater, and I was like, okay, I need to read about this, a USC rep. So I'm very excited about this one. And then here's another book that I just started reading. I'm in the middle of several, I told you. Georgie All Along by Kate Claiborne. I had seen this going around and wasn't sure I was going to pick it up. And then a friend of mine was talking about it, about how she was excited to read it, and she hadn't even read it. And then I saw it at the bookstore and I was like, okay, you know what, fine. And the writing is great. I think I'm only like 25 pages in, but really enjoying it so far. It's about this ex-personal assistant. This is like a new adult romance or contemporary. I think she's in her 20s or maybe she's like 29, not sure. But yeah, she was a personal assistant to like this big shot Hollywood screenwriter director, and then this big shot basically decides to like leave Hollywood. And then she tells Georgie like that she should go and like live her life and like do all the things she's always wanted to do. Basically all the things she couldn't do, and she was an assistant because being a Hollywood assistant literally sucks the life out of you. Yeah, I would know. Anyway, so she goes back home to her small town where everybody thinks of her as like a screw up basically. And she basically just has to figure out like who she is and what she loves and what she values. And there's a romance, and there's basically like this book that she finds, she and her best friend wrote in when they were tweens, and it was basically like all these dreams that she had for herself, and now she and this guy who are like do not get off on the right foot basically like band together to like make her wish list come true, and they couldn't be more different, and they both need healing and change and love and things like that. So I'm definitely excited to keep going. People are saying that the writing in here is beautiful and poignant and magical, and I'm just really excited to keep going with this. And then I have one more book to talk about, and that's Never Never by Colleen Hoover and Taryn Fisher. This actually came out years ago in 3 separate parts, and I remember reading part 1 and loving it so much because it was full of mystery and intrigue, and it was different from other things I read by Colleen. I do love a lot of her books, and so yeah, I really enjoyed that, and then I never continued with it. And then I saw at Target that they had a bind up of all 3, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna check it out. It's about these 2 people who are best friends, and they've always been in love with each other, but one morning they wake up and they're strangers to each other, and so they're trying to figure out how that happened and why. And yeah, I'm excited. My friend Jennifer really likes this one. Shout out Jennifer. So I'm excited to, I'm gonna definitely start from the beginning because I barely remember part 1. It was so long ago. But yeah. All right, well, that's all I have for today. Oh, and if you haven't watched my Barnes & Noble vlog, I posted a new one recently, and I love making those, and I have a whole playlist of them, so definitely feel free to check them out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up because it helps me out a lot, and comment down below if you're familiar with any of these books, if you've read any of them, or if you have any recommendations for me or other people watching. I would love to hear. And yeah, talk soon. Thanks everyone. Bye.